right, so in this lesson we're going to discuss how to write the equation of the normal. That would be our learning target. So let's start.
These are normals.
Oh, those are normals. Ava says those are normals. She's stacking candle holders, so clearly normal. All right, anyway, back to math. So the normal is a line that's perpendicular to the tangent. So when we say find the equation of the normal, that's what we mean. We mean the line perpendicular to the tangent. Okay. All right, so here we go. We kind of approach this the same way that we would if we were to be finding the equation of the tangent. So if I give you an equation like y equals x squared plus 5, okay, the first thing we're going to do to find the equation of, well, okay, I'm going to give you y equals x squared plus 5, and I'm going to say find the, find the slope at x equals -2. Okay, so the slope at x equals -2. Ava, do some more to play. Okay, so here we go. Ava, please be careful. All right, so what we're going to do is we could go ahead and find the y-coordinate here by plugging -2 in everywhere we see x. So we end up with y equals -2 squared plus 5. That equals 4 plus 5, which is 9. So our y-coordinate is 9. So we're looking at the tangent, or in this case the normal, at -2, 9. So we're going to go ahead and differentiate now. So y prime is equal to 2x, okay, and that's it. So now, before we can find the normal, we actually have to find the slope of the tangent. So we do that by plugging in -2 everywhere we see x. So our slope of our tangent is -2. Is -4, which means the slope of the normal, I'm going to say the slope of the normal, is the opposite reciprocal, just like any perpendicular line. So that means that our normal slope is 1/4. Okay, so we handle this the same way that we handle writing the equation of any line. Everywhere we see m, we put in 1/4. Okay, because that's the slope of our normal. And then we go ahead and substitute 9 in for y. Sorry about all the child chatter. And -2 in for x. We end up with 9 equals -1/2 plus b, which means that b equals 9.5. Okay, so the equation of our line is y equals 1/4 x plus 9.5, or 19/2. Okay, and like we mentioned before, the Cambridge book is not so wild about having fractions, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply this whole thing by 4. So I end up with 4y equals x plus 38. Okay, and that is the equation of the normal. So let's do one more and make sure that you understand how to do that. So if I have the equation y equals 3x squared plus 4x minus 2, okay, and I'm going to find the equation at x equals 1/3, okay, throw a fraction in there for fun. Alright, so that means I need to find my y-coordinate, and again I find my y-coordinate by plugging 1/3 in everywhere I see x in my original equation. So that means 3 times 1/3 squared is 1/9, plus 4 times 1/3, that's a 4, minus 2. So I end up with y equals 1/3 plus 4/3, and then I'm going to change -2 into -6/3 so I can kind of substitute in nicely. So I end up with 5/3 minus 6/3, which is -1/3. So my y-coordinate is -1/3. So I'm dealing with the point 1/3, -1/3. Okay. All right, next step is to differentiate. So we say y equals 6x plus 4, and now I'm going to find the derivative at x equals 1/3. So everywhere I see x, I'm plugging in 1/3. So that gives me 6 times 1/3 is 2 plus 4. So y prime, my derivative, is equal to 6. Okay. Alright, since I'm writing the normal equation, I need to find the perpendicular of 6, which means that the normal is going to be the opposite reciprocal because the normal is perpendicular to the tangent. So my new slope is negative, because this is positive, 1 over 6, because that's the reciprocal. So in my equation, I'm going to put this in for y, this in for x, so y equals mx plus b. Okay, so negative 1/3 equals negative 1/6 times my x coordinate, which is positive 1/3, plus b. So I end up with negative 1/3 equals negative 1/18. 1/18 plus b. So I'm going to add 1/18 to both sides. And then I'm going to get a common denominator here. So I'm going to end up with 6/18 equals b. So b equals negative 5/18. Okay. Alright, so my equation of the normal is y equals negative 1/6 x minus 5/18. So if I were going to do this Cambridge style, that means that I would, Ava, I would go ahead and multiply this so I have no fractions. So I'm going to multiply by 18, so I'd get 18y equals negative 3x minus 5. And that is the equation of my normal.